Okay guys, we're just back at the studio. The electrician's been, so we've got the outside lights going. Bifolds are in from the last time, also the two windows. Got the cladding on, got the reveal on the front, the fascia. We've got a few more bits to do outside, some trims around the door, that sort of thing, trims around the window. I think the guy's going to get on with that. Whilst I'm working inside, let's just have a quick look. We've got a bit of a magnetic catch to go on here, so that's why we've got this here, so it doesn't damage the glass. So, from last time, if you'd seen the last video, I'd actually sprayed the ceilings up with the old white and I'd miscoated the walls, so I'm going to get those painted, prepped and painted with the Hague blue. So all the electrics are done. Got Cat 5 Wi-Fi there. It's all taking shape in here. The subfloor is going to be made up of a damp-proof membrane down first. And then on this one, we wanted sort of some pretty strong rigidity in the floor, because obviously a grand piano is going in here. So we're going to use some 50mm PIR Kingspan insulation or similar, and use some 2x1 battens in between to sort of give it a real sort of solid, base for the floor to sit on. The other way you could do it is obviously float it on rubber, but because we've got sort of the walls isolated from the floor on rubber, we kind of don't need to do that on the floor necessarily. This side's going to be a sort of standard garden room anyway. So we'll get that set up in here and this room, and then hopefully get the flooring boards down, and then by the end of today we should have a first coat of paint on. So just before we prep the floor, we've got this multi-core box which is going to go on the studio side, so this is going to be plugged into the desk or the sound card that it's going to be plugged into. It's got 12 XLR channels. It's got 4 returns and then 4 headphones and then 4 Cat 6. So you can do pretty much anything through those. So that's going to go through the floor. Going to notch out this doorway, which will be essentially under the floor anyway. Obviously come through here, down this wall to the other side, where the mics plug in for the grand piano and stuff. Yeah, so that keeps it flexible in terms of the space, and obviously there's plenty of send and returns, headphone channels, Cat channels, so you can do plenty with that. So I'm just going to get that notched out now, put this away, get a damp-proof membrane down, and then start putting the insulation down on the floor. Okay guys, so we got the damp-proof membrane. I'm going to get that down first, then I'm going to lay some 2x1 battens all the way around the perimeter, and then obviously start cutting my PIR 50mm insulation to go in between. I'm probably going to do 60cm spacing and then another batten. It's a little bit overkill, but this is going to be quite a sort of heavy room in terms of going to be a piano on top of this, so obviously we need to make sure it's super strong. Okay, that's the damp-proof membrane down. I'm going to cut some roofing battens now to go around the perimeter, and then we'll start putting the insulation in. Just putting some 40mm torque screws in the corners to just keep those timbers together whilst I'm working around so they don't pull apart. I did actually forget to put the multi-core around the back of the wall before I put the pink battens down, so I've just rectified that now so we can carry on. So guys, we've got the subfloor down, the insulation. Slightly different than what we normally do. So the reason we've used the Celatec 50mm is because the grand piano in here, there's a concrete base underneath here. So if you were doing a floor that was upstairs or where it was piled footings or didn't have a concrete base, then this wouldn't work because this has got very little acoustic properties. It's more thermal, but it's great for sort of suspending floors. Obviously we've got our battens which are going to touch the base. We've also got the multi-core which comes around here. Managed to get it around the skirting board. That's going to be on the wall, and then comes around this way. It'll go straight across and then it goes to the wall about there.
Mango. I don't know what it's about him.
Hi guys, big shout out to our official sponsor, soundshirts.com. Check them out for all your music inspired hoodies and t-shirts. Use discount code SPE10. Check out the link in the description below. Okay guys, that's the floor done in here. It's all nice and solid. This is where the piano's going. Going to put on a Hague blue on the walls, which is a blue colour. It's going to have to be cut in to here. So I've got my best cutting brush. One of these to hopefully cut in. Let's see how good I can get it. And then I've got this massive 12-inch roller set, which looks massive on the floor. It doesn't look big on the camera, but in compare with that, it is pretty big. Yeah, so hopefully get this room done. Whilst that's happening, the guys are going to be getting the floor on this side. So a similar sort of thing, get the damp-proof membrane down. Cut in at the top. Pretty pleased with that. Just gonna let that dry a little bit and then try and get a second coat on. Okay guys, we're just back this morning. This is all painted last night, all cut in, so it all looks pretty decent. Just got all the tape to take off the back boxes and stuff. Then we're going to be getting the floor down here, which is a wood floor. Got skirting board to go round. This window is going to have a triple glazed, well, it's like 3 layers of double glazed units actually. We've got the studio window to go in there, door frame here to go in. This room we've got to paint still, so we're just going to get that painted up shortly. The floor's got the 50mm Kingspan, we've got 18mm Caber floor on top, so we're going to get these down pretty quick. We've got the multi-core going through here, so that will come up at the wall there. Yeah, so just got to get this painted up, and then we will be starting to get some of the finishing touches, all the trims and the windows in. Having a bit of a lunch break now. We've got some more of the trims on. We've got some corner pieces on the fascia. Round the side, we've got the trims on round the window there. So that's all looking really sharp. We've first coated this, the blue, so I'm going to give that another coat shortly. That's just drying off nicely. The other room's pretty much done. Just got to get the window in, the inner window, and obviously the window in here. A couple of ducts on the ceiling, but that's kind of getting there. Fan ducts on the ceiling, that is. Yeah, it's all taking shape, so we have a bit of lunch now and then get back to it. Okay guys, so we've just positioned the pre-assembled soundproof window. It's got two double glazed units on an angle. We've just positioned that roughly in place. We're just going to sort of level that up now, pump it up with a couple of the pump bags, get it sort of nice and level, and then using some of these small headless screws, the lost type screws, we're going to sort of pin it in position, then obviously use expanding foam to hold it in place. So that's the studio divide window in. Just going to let the expanding foam go off. That's all fitted nicely and in place, all leveled off. In here, we've done the same, and then we're going to have to make a trim to go round here, which we knew about. There'll be full architrave on here as well. Same on the other side. So the next job is going to be getting the soundproof window in front of this window. As mentioned before, we've got, the reason this is openable is to future-proof it, so if the customer decides to move, we could remove this inner window, and then you've got a sort of room with an opening window, which is kind of a little bit more desirable for most people, unless they're musicians and they want a soundproof space. Yeah, so all taking shape now, so let's crack on. Just getting the underlay down, and then we're going to put the wood floor in this room, and hopefully that's going to be ready for the piano to go in tomorrow. That's all flooring in. We're just going to get the skirting board in now, and then I think we're done for today. It's pretty shattered. I'll have to pack away. We're going to have to come back next week to finish, but the main aim is to get this room sorted. So baby grand piano can be delivered tomorrow morning. All good. Okay guys, that's us done for today. We thought we might get it finished, but there's kind of a few things to do, and we were missing a couple of pieces, so we thought we would come back, but yeah, it's starting to take shape. Just got to get the flooring down in here and the underlay. There's a few touch-ups here and there. Architrave and trims to go around that window. This is all kind of, it's a little bit dark here now, but we've got the Kinetic switch system, so each of the lights are on this wireless switch. So I think it's that one, yep. And these are IP rated, so you can have them outside. And essentially they don't, when you press the button, it creates its own spark, which sends a signal to the receiver, which lives in this box here. There's one for the outside lights as well. I think that does the outside lights as well. And then in this other room, we've actually got the wood floor down. We've got that window in. That's all looking pretty cool. A little bit of work to do on this window, work to do around the door frame. Got a fan that's working. We've got another Kinetic switch, a two-way one. So one will do the light in here. And then this one, we haven't programmed that yet, but that'll do the light next door. These are really great for, so you can have them at your desk, or there's one that you can get, this, which we've got on this set, which is a key fob. So when you're coming down from the house, obviously you can switch whatever lights you want on. We've got Wi-Fi in here as well, so there's a Cat 6 cable down to here, an armoured Cat 6. I think the piano's getting delivered tomorrow, so we've left the frame off, which kind of be helpful anyway. That's going to sit somewhere in here. Got the wall box to mount there, which corresponds with the other wall box here. So thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.